It feels like anywhere you look on YouTube, you're going to find Pokemon content revolving around this new fan-made game called PokéRogue. If you don't know what that is, it's pretty much taking the concept of Pokemon and mixing it with roguelike elements. And on paper, it sounds like a great idea, but I would have never expected for it to be even better than I thought. I feel like roguelikes have been growing in popularity over the past few years. You've been seeing a lot of them pop up here and there recently, especially amongst the indie community. I feel like Hades was a big one that really pulled in a lot of people outside of that genre to really give it a shot, myself included. We got Dead Cells, we got Returnal, even Shovel Knight took a stab at it with Shovel Knight Dig, even though that's more of a roguelite than a roguelike, but essentially the concept's still the same, where you go through these runs and you're expected to lose the first initial X amount of times, but after every run, you progressively get better. You get tools to help you get further and further into the game. And the way that it's incorporated in PokéRogue is really genius, and it's really fun, and it keeps pulling you back in for more, and it obviously ties in with the Pokemon genre perfectly. In your very first run of the game, you're gonna have options to pick 3 Pokemon to start your run with, and you have the options of any of the 3 starters from any of the 9 generations of Pokemon. So right off the bat, you have about 18 choices, but 9 of them are grass, 9 of them are fire, 9 of them are water. But regardless, you still have a pretty big pool to select from. You just have to make sure that the Pokemon that you select equals to 10 points or less. Essentially, the points determine how useful and strong the Pokemon is. So a weaker Pokemon could be as little as 1 point versus some really strong Pokemon could go up to even 8 points. Usually those are legendaries. For example, Mewtwo is 8 points, and if you select Mewtwo, you're probably not going to have many other options to select. And each starter is 3 points, so on your very first run, you're only going to hit 9 points, but over time, you'll be able to probably get up to that 10-point marker. Once you actually jump into the game, it's just going to be battle after battle after battle. You're going to run into wild Pokemon that you have to defeat, or you can catch them. And by catching them, you essentially enable yourself to select them on your next run as one of your starter Pokemon. That's the incentive to catch the Pokemon. After a certain amount, you're going to start running into trainer battles. Those work the same way they do it in the original games. You have to defeat the trainers, and then you progress, you continue defeating wild Pokemon after that. Eventually, you will get to your rival battle, which is kind of like one of the final battles of that zone that you might be in. And at the very, very end of that zone, you're going to fight a boss Pokemon. Once you fight the boss Pokemon, you're going to have all your Pokemon healed. After every time you win a battle, you will have the option to select a prize, essentially. And it's usually an item of some sort. It could be a potion, it could be Pokeballs, it could be berries. Sometimes you get really lucky and get extremely rare items that will help you throughout your playthrough. You also have options to buy items. Those usually include potions and revives and things like that. So that's basically the gameplay loop right there. Occasionally, you also get something called egg vouchers, which you could trade in the game, and over time your eggs will hatch, and again, those will give you more options to select more Pokemon when you first start your next run. I've only played about 2 or 3 runs so far, and my latest run, I got all the way up to level 95, and I was super happy how far I got, but from what I've seen, the game seems to go up to level 200, and that's when you defeat the final boss, which should be Eternatus. And if you could defeat that Pokemon, you've beaten the game. There is, though, another mode called Endless Run, which self-explanatory, but you basically play as far as you can get. And I've seen some videos of people hitting levels 1000 and higher in their runs, which is pretty insane. I've only had a few runs in this game, and each time I play, I get further. I've only played about 2 or 3 runs of this game so far, and my very latest one, I got up to level 95 before finally losing. I swear I was convinced that I was going to win that run. But the game does a really good job at throwing curveballs at you constantly, and you can never really guarantee you're going to win. Even if your Pokemon are super overpowered and just one-hit killing everything in your way, something could pop up last second and just essentially sweep your team if you're not prepared enough. But this wouldn't be a Pokemon game if you did not have those shiny random encounters, and this game has plenty of those. I actually had one in my latest run, and You know what? I'm actually just gonna show you the clip. Okay, 7 grand. It's much better. Will you switch Talonflame? Wait a minute. Whoa, hold on. That's a shiny Drifblim? What the heck? Hold on. This just randomly appeared. It's so dark in the game, I didn't even like notice it. Okay, this changes things a little bit. Alright, Talonflame. We're gonna go kill this Gengar right now. Okay, great. Now, I have to chip away this guy somehow. What is he gonna do? Of course, it would explode. Of course, the shiny encounter I found would explode. So in good old Pokemon fashion, always expect the unexpected. But that's honestly what makes this game so much fun. You're going to want to have a good balanced team, obviously. Make sure that you don't have too many glaring weaknesses, just like any typical Pokemon game. But this one, the stakes are a little bit higher since you don't want to lose, because if you do black out, you have to start from the very beginning. My latest run, I started off with a Rowlet, a Torchic, and a Piplup, and I was surprised by how well they did. At first, I was just doing it for the memes. I figured, you know what, this is going to be an all-bird run. But as I was progressing and they started evolving, they were unstoppable. And it was a lot of fun seeing how far I can get. But thinking back to it, I'm already looking forward to my next run of the game. I just hope that the Pokemon Company doesn't catch wind of this too soon and they don't decide to completely shut this game down, because it is 100% free. It's a browser game. You don't have to download any ROMs illegally. Like, you can just type in PokemonRogue.net and create an account and boom, you're able to play already. But let me know if you guys heard about this game at all. It's pretty new, but as I said, you go on YouTube and you type in Pokemon, chances are there's gonna be a video about it out there. So let me know if you've tried it out. Let me know what you think about it. Let me know if you beat it. I think it's a great game, and I'm glad to see that there's a Pokemon game out here that's so refreshing. Even if it is a fan-made game, I still feel like this is going to benefit the franchise in general. A lot of people are going to be getting into it, and they might actually consider playing more Pokemon games because of it. And who knows, maybe the Pokemon Company will take a look at this and think, you know what, maybe we should do something like this on our own. And maybe they could add on to it, and maybe I'm completely delusional because it's probably never gonna happen. But we can dream and we can hope. But other than that, guys, that's all I have for you today. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. See ya.